What's going on, everyone? This is Blake, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my Facebook organic goal revenue and sales predictions calculator. So this is a really powerful tool that I've been able to create and deploy and ultimately use to create predictable growth within my business and know exactly what numbers I need to hit in terms of organic inputs that will automatically guarantee. I want to give you a brief walkthrough on why this is so important to have an understanding of this, and also to walk through the components of this so you're not looking at this saying, man, Blake makes a bunch of complicated stuff. This is super overwhelming. Because when you understand the components within this, not only does the sheet become really simple, but business becomes really simple itself. I talked about this a lot, even within my post to close workshop, as I walked through the components behind generating hundreds of leads every single month, converting those leads into sales opportunities, and then ultimately creating 5 to 15 high ticket sales a month through that. Many people are out in the Facebook organic space right now, climbing an uphill battle without even realizing where things are falling off at. And this is why it's so important to utilize a sheet like this so you can start understanding where you need to focus your efforts towards to create the quickest influx in results. Because when you can know how to read this, you can go out tomorrow, implement some changes, and see a massive uptick in results pretty quickly if you know how to adjust in the right way. So with all that said, let's break this down in detail. So let's start from the very top. Goal revenue. Let's say you want to hit, let's say you want to get a 10K a month online business, and you want to hit, that would essentially be 120K in a year. Obviously, 10,000 a month times 12, 120K a year. So if this is your ultimate goal, you want to build a 120K a year business, aka 10K a month. Let's start by looking at these fields one by one. So if we look at conversations started, for those of you watching this video right now, how many conversations would you say you start on a monthly basis? Or even in a day, if that helps. If you think you're starting roughly 10 a day, then you'd be roughly at 300 a month. I see people sometimes up to even 30 a day, to the point where they're just hustling in cold DMs trying to create opportunities, and that's how many messages they're cranking out a day. So let's say you're at 15 a day. So 15 conversations started a day is 450 a month. So with this number, these can be new friends, these can be inbound leads, these can be people raising your hand in your content. It can be anything from cold to warm with conversations started. The point is you're going out every single month and initiating 450 conversations, which is a lot of conversations. Now, behind that, we have a few steps to process. In order for us to make a sale happen, we need to have an engaged conversation with that person. We need to get to the point where either we can offer them the option to book a call with us, or offer them the option to share our offer within Messenger, depending on if you like to close in Messenger or on calls. Both work, both are very effective. But if you're closing in Messenger, your content has to be dialed in, and the process behind it has to be dialed in order to make it work. So looking at this further, let's say of these 450 conversations you're starting every single month, you are getting about 50% of those people to reply. So of the 450, 50% of the people are replying and talking to you back and forth in an engaged conversation. So that's roughly 225 people a month. Now, off of these 225 people every single month that you're speaking to, with a little bit of engaged back and forth, talking, maybe moving the conversation towards business, maybe just leaving it at small talk, you generate 10 sales opportunities. So by sales opportunities, basically to the point where you can present your booking link, or present your sales page, or present your sales video, whatever it is, you're able to get to that point in the conversation where you're able to share that information or get that call booked to make that sales opportunity happen. So right now, you're only getting 10% of the 225 to become a sales opportunity, which is essentially 23 people. So now let's take it a step further and say, of these 23 people, only 75% of them were fit for your offer. So you weren't able to offer them to jump into your program because 25% of them weren't a fit. They didn't have the finances to invest, etc., whatever it may be. But 75% of them were a fit. So you were able to present a sales offer, inviting them to join your high ticket program for 75% of those people, AKA 17 people. And behind this, we're going to put down that you have an average closing percentage of 15%. Again, if you know all these numbers, if you know how many engaged conversations you're having each month, if you know how many sales opportunities you're generating each month, if you know how many closed sales you're generating each month based on the offers you're putting out, you can plug all these in here in these yellow fields. The problem is most people don't know these numbers and they're guessing and basically trying to repair their business blindly and fill in the blanks, and it's only causing them to be in a deeper hole. So what I'm breaking down here is each component of the process, to where we need to look at this and say, okay, what's the bottleneck within the business right now, and what can I tweak that will lead to the biggest influx in results in my business without changing anything else? Because that's usually what it takes. And every new level of growth you hit, you'll be faced with a new bottleneck that you encounter. And it's up for us to know exactly what deserves the attention right now that will make the biggest difference in results. So with this example that I'm walking through here, this is walking through an example that, let's say you're selling a high ticket offer that makes you $1,500 every time you make a sale on a one-time payment. And let's say you're selling that same offer where it also offers a payment plan of $450 by 3. If that's the case, and this is the offer that you're selling, with these numbers where they are, which I would say is basically average for most organic marketers, in order for you to hit 10K a month or 120K a year, you would need to send out this many DMs per day, 57 DMs per day. Now, I don't know about you, but if I had to sit down and send 57 DMs out every single day, I would go crazy. I would feel like a slave to my business. And that's not the way to build a business that you enjoy, that you love, and ultimately that you want to impact more people, because you get sick of the process every single day and the fact that it relies on this constant tedious input of starting a bunch of cold conversations and doing all these things that aren't leading to results you want. But now let's look at the power behind flipping this and ultimately improving the bottlenecks with them. So to be honest with you, this number could be decreased. What if I told you that you could drop this number down to 250, eliminate 200 outreaches every single month from your business, save hours and hours of time, and still make more money? You can, because watch this. If we change this number to 250, you cut back DMs by 200 a month, which saves you hours of time. You now learn how to create more engaged conversations by putting out the right types of content and speaking with people that actually want to speak to you, people that actually want to hear about what you have to offer, people that are actually into what you offer itself, and not just a bunch of new friends on Facebook that you found in a target group today. So this number, you end up being able to raise this number to 75%, which is where it should be. Percentage. Now that we have 250 conversations started a month, you're having an engaged conversation with 75% of those people. The next bottleneck that needs to be fixed is simply sales opportunity. You can be an average person with sales. You can be closing at 15% and still make 10K a month if you're giving yourself enough opportunities and enough of the right opportunities. That's the key. So if we get this up to 20%, just like that, we now make 4 sales for that month. So we went from making basically 0 sales to now making 1,500 by 4, 6K. Get this up to an average rate of really 25%, and now you're beyond 10K. Just like that. So now when we understand this sheet and we know how to use it, which is not going to, you likely won't be able to know how to use this overnight. If you have any questions on this, feel free to reach out. And again, if you want access to this at the end of this video, just click the button below and you'll be able to reach out to me in Messenger and let me know you want access. I just need to ask you a few questions to make sure that I'm giving you the right sheet. I have 2 variations of this, one for those that are booking calls within their strategy, one for those that aren't. This is a sheet I gave away in my post to close workshop because I walked through every component behind this process and how to drive more engaged conversations, how to eliminate cold outreach, and how to make more happen with less. Because I guarantee if you guys are able to cut back 200 DMs every single month, even if you leave everything else the same, I'll be able to show you how to essentially double your sales just by understanding where the focus needs to be placed. And that's the power behind this. So when we look at these refined numbers, by making a few small tweaks, by making sure that we're having conversations with people that want to speak to us, and we get this engaged conversation number up to 75%. By generating more sales opportunities only because we're having conversations with more of the right people, that will naturally happen with it. You're now at 10K a month just by flipping this, because you're speaking more to the right types of people that actually fit your offer. And now to hit 120K a year, all you have to do is send out 11 DMs a day. That's it. And this number can be less. You improve your sales skills by 10%, now goes down to 8 DMs a day. And achieving your goal automatically now becomes super realistic and super attainable because you have an understanding of what needs to be focused on in order to make it happen. Whereas if we go back to those original numbers, the ones that I see most commonly, let's put these back here. This was at 50%. This was at 400. 15. 450. Because we mentioned on average, most people are sending about 450 DMs every single month. With these numbers, you now have to send 27 DMs a day just to hit your goal of 10K a month. And that's basically if you're lucky and run into the right opportunities. What I want to let you know in this video, aside from getting you access to the sheet, is that you have control over your business. You have control over your growth. It can be predictable, it can be enjoyable, and it can take less effort than what you're doing now. You just have to have an understanding of where things are falling off at, what deserves the focus, and where you need to refine the process to make those results happen. All right, so as we close out today's video, breaking down the components behind this goal revenue and sales prediction calculator, along with having an understanding of what's within that to know what bottlenecks your business is facing right now, how to repair it, and where to put the focus to unlock new levels of growth. As I mentioned earlier in the video, business can be scalable, it can be predictable, and it can involve less inputs and effort than what you're doing now. But in order to make that happen, we have to be aware of where things are falling off at, where that bottleneck is, and what deserves our attention the most above anything else to allow us to create and unlock new levels of growth as quickly as possible. So if you want access to this calculator that I went over in today's video, be sure to click the link in the description below. You can shoot me a message there. I'll drop you the link to make a copy of it and plug into it to make it your own. Aside from that, if you got value from today's video, be sure to give me a thumbs up below and show me some love. And if you have not already, be sure to click the subscribe button before you head out. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you on the next video.